Okay, y'all. So I watched tonight's episode earlier today, and it was good. Of course, it was good. It's Love and Marriage Huntsville, so it's always good. All I know is Mel's friend Stormy. Woo, that girl is a firecracker, and I like her. I wouldn't mind seeing her on the show more. That is perfectly fine with me. She is a beautiful woman. She says what is on her mind. She ain't afraid to say it. She is unapologetic, no filter. Like, whoo, that woman says what she needs to say, and she don't care. So Mel has her pajama party, and all the girls are dressed up alike. Tiffany shows up. Stormy has a little issue with Tiffany. She didn't like how she was cut. She talks about how she had to let her know that previously, so it's not something we see on camera, but we see them have an interaction at Mel's party. So that is something to look forward to. Um, it tonight really made me, well, today, whatever, I watched it. So the dynamic between Marceau and Miss Wanda. I really think Marceau likes Miss Wanda, but of course he loves her because that is his mother-in-law. But she comes to him and asks him for something, and he was ready to do it this then and there, that then and there. He gave her a hard time, yes, but he did it out of jokes, and it was quite funny, but he was ready to give it to her what she needed, and I thought that was really, really cool and admirable of him. So before all of that happened, though, or while all that was happening, that's when she brings up, did he or did he not have an apartment, rent an apartment with Martell, and they go back and forth on that. And Marcel, he do not ever give a straight answer because that's just how Marcel was cut. And so they play Ring Around the Rosie on that a little bit. Tisha's cousin coming to Mel's party. I don't know about that. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about everything, anyways, even after the show. So they don't seem like they could be the best or in the best places cousins or that close. That is how the cousin came off, and you would think that the way she said that, because if you close with a cousin, you ain't just gonna let people talk about your cousin like that, no matter what, especially in your presence. I know someone talking about my cousin like that. I'm like, what? I'm gonna definitely go back and tell her about it. However, you know, it doesn't show this in this episode, but Kimmy's gonna go back and say something to Tisha about it, which is on a whole nother level. And it's just the way that it comes off. They just can't be that close to cousins. But you never know. You never know. What else? Maurice and Kimmy sit down with Jalen, and he expresses his concerns. You see in the clip of him asking, "Are y'all okay?" and all of that. So they explained that to him. There is one point in the clip where he's like, "Y'all just barging in. What if I had somebody upstairs?" I don't know if he did or not, because it was sounded like a joke, but then they let it go and they just got to talking about Kimmy and Maurice. However, when Kimmy and Maurice leave, the camera isn't showing, but you hear the audio of him saying, "Okay, you can come down now." I'm like, did he really have a shorty upstairs? It would have been so funny if he would be like, "Okay, Destiny, you can come down now." I still be wondering about that because that picture we saw back in the day, they looked a little bit too close, and they play a little bit too much about it for me. Speaking of playing, Martell does his photo shoot, and he has Destiny bring him some baby oil, and they chopping it up and talking, and they playing around talking shit or whatnot. I said I was not gonna cuss, and I am so sorry to the person who thinks that I shouldn't be cussing. Anyways, they were talking crap to each other, and they come off like they could be flirting or not. But you know how you flirting, but you know how back in the old days when you young, you like a girl, you like a boy, and you act like you don't, but act like you hate them and talk and mess to them and being mean to them, kind of. That's kind of how Destiny and Martell came off to each other, but they've been friends for so long. Maybe they can talk like that and they can do that. But it's funny because his manager, Martell's manager, is there, and her name is it's not Melody, but whatever her name is, I'm sure she's called Mel for short. So Destiny made a point saying you just got to have a Mel in your life. He was like, she was here first. I've known her longer. I've known her for 20 years, something like that. Like, that's as long as you know Destiny, and she ain't ever known about her. But that's a whole nother story. But I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of tidbit of what is going to go down tonight. Make sure y'all tune in at 9:30 for my live. I'll be having a couple guests on. Mod Afro Mama should have herself there tonight. She wasn't last week and she was supposed to be. So she should be here tonight. It's going to be quick, about an hour, hour and a half. It won't be long. I am at work, so that is why. But we gonna get into it for real next week when I have the weekend off. So every other weekend, it's gonna be a little short because I'm at work doing this. So yeah, make sure y'all there. Make sure y'all watch so y'all can, be in the mix and all of that good stuff. And I'll holla at y'all. Bye.